Welcome to the 3D Print Creator. In this tutorial video, we will take you through the basics of using the 3D Print Creator and how to define your own settings in parameters. The 3D Print Creator software is a two-window software made by Novio 3D in which allows the user to print his or her desired 3D model with his or her own settings or with the Auto 3D Print. 3D Print Creator is divided into different sections depending on their use. The sections includes Connect Printer section, Extruder temperature adjustment, Test Extruder, Temperature graph, Print sample section, Maintenance calibration, 3D Creator, the Open source slicer, View section, and the View control section. On the upper left side of the window of the software, you will see the following tab with their respective functions. First, the File tab gives you an option to exit the software. Second, the Settings tab gives you a drop-down list where you can define the settings of your Novio 3D printer based on your materials. The first one is Set Print Plate Size, a pop-up window where the user will define the size of the print plate. The Novio 3D printer has a default print plate size of 225 by 225 by 225. But for the settings, the maximum is 215 by 215 by 200. This is for the print not to exceed on the plate. The Set Nozzle Size material, wherein the user can set the nozzle diameter and what kind of filament to be used. The default nozzle provided by Novio is a 0.4mm nozzle and a PLA print material. Note that the chosen settings for this part can be seen on the little bar of the software. The Unsupported Advanced Slicer. This will open the source slicer, version 1.1.7. and the serial port. This defines where the printer is connected. Third section located on the top bar is the Help tab. This gives you a drop-down list wherein the user could look through if he or she will be needing a guide or information regarding the software of the product. The Starter's Guide. The step-by-step procedure on how to use the printer. The user has the option to enable this feature during restarting of software. The About Novio 3D Creator. This holds information about the product, its developers, and license. We discussed a tab window on the software. Now we'll proceed to the different sections. The Connect Printer section. This section allows the user to connect and disconnect the 3D printer. The On Printer button switches on and connects the 3D printer. The Off Printer button switches off and disconnects the 3D printer. This button is activated when the printer is switched to on. The Start Printing button opens the second window of the 3D Print Creator. The Start Print Tutorial button guides you through your first print experience. Now we move to the Extruder Temperature Adjustment section. This section allows the user to set the temperature to be used during printing. You'd be needing the Set the Temperature button to start initializing the temperature. The degree is based on what kind of print material that the user will be using. For the Temperature graph section, this section displays the temperature set by the user. The dark blue line represents the target temperature that has been set by the user, while the light blue line represents the actual nozzle temperature. This section helps the user track both temperature aspects. Moving to the Test Extruder section. This feature allows the user to manually set the length and speed for printing. Under the category that says length, You'll see a drop-down box where you can choose or type in the length of the filament when it extrudes. The Test Extrude button, when clicked, manually extrudes the filament. The Speed category lets you decide how fast you want the filament to extrude. The Test Extruder tutorial button, when clicked, it will show you the nozzle feeding tutorial video. The Print Sample section. This one allows the user to send the print sample provided in the 3D Print Creator software to the Novio 3D printer. The 3D Print Sample button sends print file sample to the printer and prints a 3 circular objects near the reference point of the print plate. If in need for a guide, click the Print Sample Video button to watch the first print tutorial video. The Maintenance Calibration section. This section allows the user to manually move the nozzle to their desired location. The positive X right button moves the nozzle to the right by either 100, 10, 1, 0.1 mm as well. The negative X left button enables you to move the nozzle to the left by either 100, 10, 1, 0.1 mm. X home button moves the nozzle back to its X-axis home position. The negative Y front button moves the nozzle to the front by either 100, 10, 1, 0.1 mm. Now the positive Y back button moves the nozzle backwards by either 100, 10, 1, 0.1 mm. The Y home button moves the nozzle back to its Y-axis home position. The positive Z up button moves the nozzle upwards by 100, 10, 1, and 0.1 mm. The positive Z down button moves the nozzle downwards by either 100, 10, 1, 0.1 mm. And the Z home moves the nozzle back to its Z-axis home position. The XYZ start position button moves all of the corresponding direction all at once. It moves the nozzle back to its X, Y, and Z axis home position. And there's the commissioning tutorial button. This has a pop-up window where you can watch the detailed tutorial videos for leveling the print plate and automatically moves the nozzle to all the reference points for leveling. Now we're going to navigate the discussion to the second window of the 3D Print Creator software. 3D Creator section. This is the section wherein the user can choose the desired print quality of the object through the Auto 3D Print and the Load STL file. The Auto 3D Print button is a new technology discovered and formulated by Novio 3D. It has 12 print quality presets that will help the user, especially the inexperienced, to print even without any knowledge in 3D printing. Those 12 presets are divided into two classifications, the solid and the hollow. The solid preset will print an object with infill for its good foundation. For solid printing, we have three categories. Fast Draft. The Fast Draft preset will print fast with acceptable print quality, but with an obvious layers on its object. It is best used for printing large-scale objects. The default preset has a slower speed compared to fast draft, but the print quality is almost high definition. This preset can be both used for small and large-scale objects. Fast Fine. The Fast Fine preset has the slowest printing time due to its super fine, high-definition print quality. This preset is recommended for small-scale objects. Note that these three categories for solid preset comes with a print feature of with support and without support. The with support feature is needed especially in overhanging parts on the 3D models. It automatically detects the part in your chosen 3D model that needs support. This support can be removed after the print is done. The without support feature preset will not generate any support on your model. Hollow. Hollow preset allows the user to print an object without any infill, which saves your print material. Just like the solid preset, it also has a feature of with support and without support. Load STL. This button uploads an STL file that you want to 3D print. Load multiple STL. If you want to print 2 or more objects at the same time, this button allows you to upload multiple STL files. The plate building tool dialog box will be displayed. Click the Load Multiple STL button. You can add 3D objects as long as you want, but remember that it should fit in the print plate. You have the option to move the objects according to your desired print location. Just follow the mouse control on your View Control section. Also, you can let the 3D Print Creator move it for you. You have the option to rotate your objects. Just follow the mouse control on your View Control section. Next, you can print the objects by clicking the print plate, or you can save it first at STL by clicking the export plate as STL. Wait for the 3D sliced object on the 3D Cartesian plate. Open Source Slicer section. In this section, the user has the option to manually set their settings through Slicer. Slicer is an open source software used by 3D printer experts. It has different advanced settings that the user can play with, based on different objects they desire to print. You can watch the Slicer tutorial video to learn more about this. If you already have a sliced file, or also known as G-code, you can also load it in our 3D Creator through Load G-code button. View section. This is the part of the software where the 3D model you have loaded is displayed, and some control buttons to define your printing setting and start printing. Print button. This button sends the command to the printer to start printing. Print speed. This allows the user to speed up or slow down the printing based on their desired speed by just sliding the control. The green color indicates a safe zone for printing in which retails its print quality. The yellow color indicates a stable or middle choice and has an acceptable print quality. while the red one indicates an experimental zone speed, whereas the print quality is not assured to be good. Once decided for your desired printing speed, click the Set Speed button to implement the new speed settings. "3D Cartesian plate." It is where the slice object is placed. The green color represents that this part is already printed, while the red one is still in process. There's a monitoring time for the user to view the estimated time for the print to finish, located at the lower area of the Cartesian plate. Set temperature. The set temperature on the first page will be just reflected in this portion. Pause. This button will pause the printing and resume after once clicked again. Kill printer. This allows the user to stop the print. Recover. This button resumes the print on the spot where it stops when the user kills the print. View control section. This is a guide for mouse plus keyboard control for viewing the 3D object in the Cartesian plane. And lastly, the back button on this part of the window allows the user to go back to the first window of the software. We'd like to thank you for reaching this part of the tutorial. The 3D Print Creator tutorial is done. Are you ready to start your 3D print? Let's create your reality.